For decades, the BMW 3 Series ruled the realm of sports sedans, and while the most modern 3 Series are technological marvels of enormous capability, and the classics, the E21, the E30s, offer the purity that can only be found in BMW's past, I'd argue that the greatest generation lies somewhere in the middle. Let me preface this with the fact that the E46 is probably my personal favorite generation, likely because it includes my favorite M3, and I've owned 2 other E46s myself. However, considering the entire E46 lineup for a moment, and I'm talking strictly North American to keep things relatively simple, you have the base 325i, offering adequate power from a silky smooth, naturally aspirated 2.5-liter inline-6, option for a manual transmission, and a beautifully balanced, relatively lightweight chassis. Then you had the 328i, the same car with 0.3 extra liters of displacement added for more power. The 330i with a 3-liter, offering a substantially quicker car, but again fundamentally the same experience. The 330i ZHP sharpened that even further with suspension and engine tweaks, offering the most exciting non-M E46. The E46 M3 took the core of that classic BMW driving experience, a finely balanced rear-wheel drive chassis, a class-leading inline-6, and a manual transmission, and cranked it to 11. It maintained that classic BMW ethos as the rest of the lineup did, but with the motorsport flair and drama that you expect from an M car. You can see the E46 lineup is pretty linear, offering a similar experience but with different levels of performance in theater. Each one holds true to the original ethos that so many love, and that's why many would likely argue on behalf of the E46. However, the E46 lineup is lacking in one area that the successor, the E90, has in spades: choice. Let's consider the E90 lineup now and spot how many distinct driving experiences there are here. At the bottom, we have the 325i. Offering that classic BMW experience we were talking about with the E46, a naturally aspirated inline-6, balanced rear drive chassis, and manual transmission. If you wanted that old school purity, the E90, 325, 328, and 330i offered exactly that, with varying levels of performance, peaking at a healthy 255 horsepower in that 330. Here's where things get interesting though. When you moved up to the 335i, your typical 3-liter inline-6 gained 2 turbochargers, a mountain of torque, and you still had your choice of transmission and drive type. This blend of turbocharged drama, amazing low-end torque, and tunability set the 335i completely apart from its companions in the lineup. If you loved the idea of that turbocharged 3 Series but you wanted even more performance than the regular 335, no problem. The 335IS offered the same twin-turbo 6 with additional power and the dual-clutch transmission out of the M3 for an even sportier driving experience. Then we get to the E90 M3 itself at the king of the hill. Judging from the rest of the lineup, it wouldn't have been crazy to assume it would have gotten some kind of hot version of the twin-turbo N54. And while that in itself would have been pretty crazy, BMW decided to take things even further. A naturally aspirated 4-liter V8 with 414 horsepower that revved at 8,250 RPM and breathing through 8 individual throttle bodies. It took the typical Hot 3 Series experience and added 2 additional cylinders worth of drama to the experience for the first time, and the last time. Again, with your choice of DCT or manual. Within a single generation of car, BMW managed to offer an old-school BMW reimagined with modern technology in the 330i, a turbocharged tuner car brute in the 335i, and a manic motorsport-bred V8 oddity in the M3. Where prior generations offer absolute purity and later ones offer speed and technology, the E90 balanced both. Each model provided a substantially different experience, all exceptional in their own right, depending on what you were looking for. It's neither as pure as the old cars nor as fast as the newest, but because of that, it managed to offer the most distinct selection of cars the 3 Series ever has and ever will again. The E90s blend together the traits that make those classics so lovable with the performance and convenience that we've gotten used to from modern vehicles. They're from a time when BMW knew how to make an entire range of enthusiast cars and not just a handful of outliers. The E90 is special because it's the last time BMW was able to balance the technology, luxury, and dynamics of the 3 Series so flawlessly. No one thing is sacrificed too much for another, and I hope that as time goes on, BMW is able to find this balance again in the 3 Series and across its entire range. But in the meantime, a used E90 will do the trick. No matter where you fall in the family, you're going to find something worthy of both the badge and the name.